Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LATE, the 6:30 edition. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and big news from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. The latest detail is Qualcomm earnings remain poor on the revenue side, but Amazon traded down and Alphabet traded up yesterday. In overnight trading, the NASDAQ and Dow futures are flat. But in this recording, I'm going to go over the bill passage. How did they get this bill done so quickly? And could there be another stimulus package done as quickly as that? Then I'll be going over new staffing announcements coming from the Democrats in Congress. I'll be going to Fauci's comments and how Dr. Fauci's new comments about stimulus and the pandemic could impact a lot of stuff that we're thinking about. Finally, Biden's plan. Could there be another one? And what's in there and what's not included? I have all those details, and let's get ready for Early Mornings LATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LATE, the 6:30 edition. How are you? The toast is toasting, and I am ready to roll. It's a new day. It's a Thursday morning, and Wall Street awakens to see the impact of those very weak revenue numbers from Qualcomm. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the best and most comprehensive financial news channel there is, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member of the most interactive financial channel there is out there. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The link to become a member is in the pinned comment at the top of the chat and also in the description. Over there is an instant premiere. It's featured every morning on 6 a.m. and the 6:30 edition of Early Mornings LATE. In this video, I'll be going over how they got that stimulus package passed so simple and why there's still one more step left. Next, I'll be going over the staffing news, then Dr. Fauci's comments, Biden's plans, and the latest across the board. So exciting. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is Democrats will dominate all the major positions in the Senate because of their domination of the Senate. And yesterday, the staffing announcements were announced. Chambers will resume with the incoming Senate committee chairs being announced as accordingly. Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio will chair the Banking Housing Committee. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont will chair the Budget Committee. Senator Ron Wynn, we learned yesterday, will chair the Finance Committee. Senator Patty Murray will chair the Health and Education Committee. Senator Maria Cantwell will chair the Commerce Committee. Senator Joe Manchin will chair the Energy Committee, and Senator Dick Durbin will chair the Judiciary Committee. You're waiting for that third stimulus check, so how much will it be when they get it signed off? It will be $1,400 an individual, $2,800 as a married couple, $1,400 a child, $3,200 adult dependent. If you're on any benefits, it's the same. The other details of the third stimulus package coming up later in this video. 2 days ago, Dr. Fauci spoke a little bit more about what he thinks is going on with this pandemic and certainly its impact on businesses. When discussing getting back to normal, like businesses and stimulus, he said that you would need 70 to 85% of Americans to be fully vaccinated to be back to normal. He says we're currently only at 2%. And meantime, a new report says that young adults are the largest super spreaders of the virus. They say that anyone between 20 to 49 dominate the spreading. They estimate that 35 to 49-year-olds account for 41% of transmissions through mid-August. Meantime, Kentucky Governor Andrew Bishar says our challenge is supply. Remember, we will get a vaccine to everybody. It's just going to take some time. The dominating question is how that impacts your stimulus. Well, yesterday, Gavin Newsom spoke a little bit about this, and he said that until you have the ability to have teachers vaccinated, there will be no in-person instruction in the state of California. I am now concerned about opening of schools in August 2021, said a unified superintendent, Chris Evans, this week. California is largely at a standstill. But across the board in Washington, there was a different opinion. The CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, said there's increasing data to suggest that schools can safely reopen, and that reopening does not need teachers to safely vaccinate. This also all impacts the Biden stimulus package. And so what is in that Biden stimulus package? And will it be modified as we go forward? That coming up in a second. But overnight we heard reports of an Apple car. An Apple car? Yes, Apple was reportedly in works to deliver to market in 2024 an Apple car. That Apple car will function with Apple's devices, Apple's software, and Apple's add-ons. Very exciting details. So now let's turn to the stimulus package itself. What is in the stimulus package, and how do we know how big and how bold it is? Well, we know it from two different sources so far. The first one is Nancy Pelosi's summary detailed 2 days ago, and the original 30-page summary obtained by this channel explaining the approximate 6,000-page bill. There is no time for error and there's no time for modification. So let me explain how this is working. Earlier this week, a reconciliation bill was passed. That reconciliation bill now sets up the passage of the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. How does this work? It's like a tow truck with a tow hitch. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. The tow truck was the reconciliation. The tow truck is pulling behind it on a tow hitch the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Now it needs to just tow it over the finish line. And what does it need? It just needs it to be called for a vote. Very simple. Nancy Pelosi explained the significance of this. There needs to be immediate relief for individuals and families through 2021, including a $1,400 per child per person and per child stimulus check, an extension of unemployment programs through September 2021 with a $400 a week federal enhancement, and $350 billion in critical state and local assistance. Also money for health care coverage to Americans who have lost it. There'll also be relief to people with mortgage payments. That was the big surprise 2 days ago. Relief funds for millions of Americans struggling to make rent and mortgage payments, as well as those experiencing homelessness. The resolution also includes funding for transit agencies. And then came the grants. Additional relief for our nation's small businesses and hard-hit industries through increased funding for the EIDL grant advance. The creation of a dedicated grant relief program for restaurants, that's totally new. Expansion of PPP for digital media services, that's new. More funds for Save Our Stage grants for live venues. Independent movie theaters and cultural institutions will get a grant. That's new. And a new community navigator technical systems to help connect underserved communities with critical resources. That's new. And there's actually more beyond that. There's also a funding of a new Economic Development Administration and Environmental Justice grant to help low-income minority communities who have been hardest hit by COVID. Wow. Now, there are other things that are really surprising that were just being announced this week that we had never heard also before in the third stimulus package. There's support for hungry families through SNAP, WIC, and Pandemic EBIT, and they'll include critical funding for food supply and the agricultural department. So basically, you could see more SNAP than you saw before. This is all really surprising. There will also be federal critical funding for broadband and distant learning and Amtrak and aviation sectors struggling. What are the other items? Well, the other items you've heard on this channel first. They are $400 a week for FPUC from January to September, UI from January to September, PUA from January to September, a $1,700 student financial aid payment for college students, a $1,400 a week up to paid sick leave. Also, hazard pay. We don't know the amount yet. We don't know the eligibility yet. And then there's items included as well that are really quite surprising, like a series of tax credits. One tax credit for childcare, another tax credit for child raising, and another tax credit for essential workers. All three of those tax credits are currently on the books. They're just modifying in the bill, in the third stimulus package, the amounts and the ages, the eligibility. And there you go. So what's coming next? Well, what's coming next is a series of other stimulus packages. Joe Biden has made sort of clear through different people and himself over the last few days, this bill is sort of really at the cusp. It's 1.9 trillion. It should have been bigger. It should have been bolder. But don't think this is the only ride at the rodeo. This is for now. And Joe's making it very clear this has to go out now, and you will see me again. His economists, his Treasury Secretary, his press secretary, and even himself said yesterday and the day before, this is really at the cusp of where we have to be, and we may have to do more. Now, more involves a lot of stuff. And over the last few days, you see me talk about the other stuff, whether it's benefits, the Social Security system being revised, student loan debt forgiveness, and things like that. They're still coming, one item at a time, and there could be another stimulus package as well. So many details across the board. The best way to do it is to be informed about each of them one at a time. So go watch that EIDL video from 1 a.m. today that explains the EIDL grant. It's back, as you just heard in Nancy Pelosi's program. Understand what is EIDL grant, how you get it, and how does it work. It is back under the third stimulus package, which is not law yet, but when it's law, you want to be able to pounce. Then watch FPUC. Why? Because Joe Biden's bill, by all accounts, seems to go FPUC retro back to January and then forward to September. Next, hazard pay. Overnight's L8 video on hazard pay. That explained the concept of hazard pay. So I want you to ensure that you're able and ready and willing and informed and ready and mentally and in numbers to pounce as soon as anything go live. There's a lot of money out there. I want you to get all of it. So stay informed, stay focused. Make sure you go to the Funnest channel and subscribe. This is the best darn channel out there. Comprehensive coverage from 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcito VIP. I'll next be with you this morning on Mornings LATE, so watch for that live feed. It may even be earlier. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and save LA for more.